Hi guys! Welcome sa Engineered Math Channel. Sa video na to ay magre-review tayo for Civil Service Exam Mathematics. So kung gusto nyo itong matutunan, just keep on watching. Okay, so this time ay magre-review ulit tayo for Civil Service Exam Mathematics Part 6. So, meron na akong parts 1 to 5 for Civil Service Exam Reviewer Mathematics. So, kung hindi nyo pa napapanood, ay lilink ko na lang para ma-check nyo. Meron din akong playlist for Civil Service Exam Reviewers na maraming videos about different topics na pwedeng dumaba sa Civil Service Exam, like from basic math, starting from integers, fraction, decimal, percent, word problem, and so on. So, ililink ko na lang yung playlist para ma-check nyo. Okay? So, ngayon, magsasagot ulit tayo ng sets of questions. So, let's start with question number 51. Every seat in a bus was taken and 7 people were standing. At the next stop, 15 people got off and 3 got on. How many seats were empty after this stop if everyone was seated? Okay, so initially daw, every seat in a bus was taken. So, lahat may nakaupo. And then, meron daw 7 tao na standing or nakatayo. So, therefore, hindi sila nakaupo. At the next stop daw, 15 people got off and 3 got on. So, ibig sabihin, kung meron tayong 7 standing, tapos, assuming na yung mga bumaba or yung nag-got off na 15 is nakaupo, therefore, magkakaroon ng 15 slots na pwedeng upuan. So, therefore, itong 7 pwede nang maupo doon. So, ilan na lang yung matitirang slots na pwedeng upuan? So, di ba, 15 yung bumaba. So, minus natin yung 7 na uupo na. Ilan pa yung matitirang seats na hindi taken? 8. Kaso, meron daw pumasok or got on na 3 people. So, dapat i-occupy din nila itong 8 seats na hindi taken. So, therefore, maminusan natin to ng 3. Ilan pa yung hindi taken? 5. Right? So, therefore, the answer is letter B. Okay? Next, we have a roll of ribbon 51 yards long is to be divided into 408 equal parts. How many inches is the length of each part? Okay, so meron daw tayong roll of ribbon na 51 yards long. Tapos, i-divide daw ito into 408 equal parts. How many inches is the length of each part? So, ilan daw yung inches ng bawat part kapag dinivide natin itong 51 yards sa 408. So, yung gusto ng problem is in inches. So, i-convert muna natin itong 51 yards into inches, then tsaka natin i-divide sa 408 para makuha natin yung answer. So, ilan bang inches meron sa isang yard? So, 1 yard is equal to 36 inches, right? So, therefore, para makuha natin kung ilang inches itong 51 yards, i-multiply natin siya sa 36. So, we have 51 times 36 is 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, 3 times 1 is 3, then 3 times 5 is 15. Then, add natin, we have bring down 6, 0 plus 3 is 3, 3 plus 5 is 8, then bring down 1. So, therefore, meron tayong 1,836 inches sa 51 yards. Tapos, i-divide daw natin ito into 408 equal parts. So, divide natin. So, ilang 408 meron sa 1,836? Try natin 4. So, multiply nga natin. 4 times 8 is 32. So, carry 3. 4 times 0 is 0 plus 3, 3. 4 times 4 is 16. So, 1,632. Pag nag-add pa tayo ng 408, lagpas na sa 1,836. So, therefore, 4 lang. Okay? And then, multiply natin. 4 times 408. Itong nakuha natin na 1632 minus 1632. Subtract 6 minus 2 is 4, 3 minus 3 is 0, 8 minus 6 is 2, then 1 minus 0 is 0. So therefore, meron tayong remainder na 204. So pag sinulat natin into mixed number, we have yung quotient na 4, and then yung remainder natin, yung magiging numerator over same denominator na 408. So pwede pa ba natin itong malawis term? Yes, may GCF pa sila, which is itong 204, right? So, pag divide natin both numerator and denominator by 204, we have 1/2, right? So, 4 and 1/2. So, ano ngayon itong 4 and 1/2 sa choices? So, yung 1/2 is equal siya sa kalahati or 0.5. So, therefore, 4 and 1/2 is the same as 4.5. Letter B. Okay? Next, we have, what is the average speed in kph of a car traveling 160 kilometers in 5 hours? So, pinapahanap daw yung average speed ng car na nagta-travel 160 kilometers in 5 hours. So, meron tayong formula for speed na distance over time. So, since ang distance na travel ng car is 160 kilometers, siya yung distance natin over kung ilan hour nga na-travel yon, which is 5 hour. So, divide lang natin. And then, yung unit dapat is kph or kilometer per hour. So, 160 divided by 5 is what? 16 divided by 5 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Subtract. 16 minus 15 is 1. Bring down 0. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract. Difference is 0. So, therefore, the final answer is 32 kilometers per hour or 32 kph. Letter A. Okay? Next, we have 126 is 3/7 of what number? So, gawin natin siyang equation. We have 126 daw. So, is equal symbol 3/7 of. So, kapag of multiplication, what number? So, times, yung number na yon represent natin as unknown variable, let's say n. Or, 126 equals 3/7n. Okay? So, solve ngayon natin si n. So, para ma-solve si n, divide natin both sides by 3/7. So, cancel si 3/7 sa right side, magiging 126 divided by 3/7. So, ilan to? So, we have 126/1 times reciprocal nitong denominator na 3/7. So, baliktarin natin, we have 7/3. So, multiplication of fraction. So, check natin kung may makakancel ba sa numerator at denominator. So, itong 126 saka 3 makakancel. Itong 3, 1 na lang. And then, itong 126 is magiging, so, nakancel sa kanya si 3. So, ilan na lang siya? 42. Right? Kasi 42 times 3 is 126. So, therefore, multiply na natin. Numerator times numerator. So, 42 times 7 is what? 7 times 2 is 14. Carry 1. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 1, 29. 294. Over 1 times 1 or 1. So, therefore, 294 over 1 or simply 294. Letter D. Okay? Next, we have the numerator of a fraction is 4 less than its denominator. If 3 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, the resulting number is 3/4. What is the original fraction? So, meron daw tayong fraction kung saan yung numerator niya is 4 less than its denominator. So, let's say yung denominator natin is unknown variable x. So, therefore, numerator is 4 less than the denominator x. Yung nirepresent natin sa kanya na variable. Therefore, yung fraction is n/d, right? Yung d natin yung denominator na unknown variable na x. So, n/d or x minus 4/x. Ito yung fraction natin, original fraction. Kaso daw, pag nag-add tayo ng 3 to both the numerator and the denominator, the resulting number is 3/4. So, pag nag-add daw tayo ng 3 sa numerator at denominator, equal daw siya sa 3/4. So, what is the original fraction? So, therefore, solve lang natin itong nabuo nating equation for x, and then, masasolve na natin yung denominator nga na x, as well as yung numerator nga na x, therefore, pakukuha na natin yung original fraction. So, solve muna natin itong equation. So, simplify ko lang itong numerator. So, x minus 4 plus 3 is what? Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So, x minus 1 over x plus 3 is equal to 3/4. Now, para ma-cancel yung denominator natin, multiply natin sa LCD na yung product nitong 4 tsaka x plus 3. So, pag distribute natin, cancel sa x plus 3, matitira is 4 times x minus 1 equals, sa right side, makakancel naman si 4, matitira is 3 times x plus 3. So, therefore, wala na tayong denominator. distribute na lang natin tong mga constant. We have 4x minus 4 equals dito rin 3x plus 9. So, transpose ko na lang dito si 3x, transpose ko dito si negative 4. We have 4x minus 3x equals 9 plus 4. So, dapat opposite sign pag nagka-transpose, right? So, 4x minus 3x is x equals 9 plus 4 is 13. So, therefore, x is 13. Diba siya yung denominator? So, parang yung denominator natin is 13. And then, yung numerator natin is 13, which is yung x minus 4. 13 minus 4 is what? 9. So, therefore, numerator is 9. The fraction is 9 over 13. Letter D. Okay? Next, we have Miss Cortez bought 20 blouses for 2,400 and marked them to sell at 145 pesos each. After selling 16 pieces at this rate, she decided to sell the remaining blouses at a lower price. At what price may she sell each remaining blouse and still realize a profit of 480 pesos on the 20 blouses? Okay, sige, analyze natin. So, si Miss Cortez daw is bumili ng 20 blouses for 2,400 pesos. Tapos, ibibenta niya raw yon at 145 each. So, after niya raw mabenta yung 16 pieces at this rate, so therefore, nabenta niya na yung 16 pieces at the rate of 145 pesos each, she decided to sell the remaining blouses at a lower price. So, therefore, ilan na lang ibibenta niya kung yung 16 is nabenta niya na ng 145 each? 4 na lang. So, ang tanong, magkano niya raw ibibenta yung remaining 4 blouses each para makatubo pa rin siya ng 480 pesos doon sa binili niyang 20 blouses. So, di ba kapag kinukuha natin yung ating profit, sinusubtract natin yung naging benta natin minus kung magkano yung bili natin doon sa blouses, which is yung 2,400 pesos niya na ginastos initially sa 20 blouses. Tapos sabi na benta niya na raw yung 16 pieces at 145 pesos each. So, 145 pesos times 16 pieces. And then, add pa natin yung ibibenta pa niyang remaining 4 pieces. Which is, yun yung unknown kung magkano niya ibibenta. So, let's say, x na lang yung price niya na unknown. Or parang 4x, right? So, yung x yung unknown price nung 4 na blouse each. Okay? So, dapat daw equal itong profit na to sa 480 pesos. So, therefore, solve natin ngayon yung equation for x. Right? So, ilan tong 145 times 16? So, we have 6 times 5 is 30. Carry 3, 6 times 4 is 24 plus 3, 27. Carry 2, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1. Add natin, we have, bring down 0, 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry 1, 1 plus 8 plus 4 is 13. Carry 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have 2,320 plus 4x minus 2,400 equals 480. So, transpose ko sa kabila yung mga constant. So, magiging 4x sa left side equal 480. So, magiging minus si 2,320, then positive si 2,400. So, we have 480 plus 24 is what? 24 plus 480. 0,882. So, 2,880. Minus 2,320. 2,320. 0, 8 minus 2 is 6. 8 minus 3 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. So, 560. So, 4x is equal to 560. Divide both sides by 4 to solve for x. So, x is equal to 560 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Minus 1. Bring down 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, 0, bring down 0, 0, 0, 0. So, therefore, x is what? 140. So, therefore, yun yung price nung 4 remaining blouses. Letter B. Okay? Next, we have, a tenant gets 4 sacks of palay for every 7 sacks harvested. Following this ratio, how many sacks of palay would the tenant get if 560 sacks were harvested? So, yung ratio daw nung sacks of palay is to sacks harvested is 4:7. So, following this ratio, how many sacks of palay would the tenant get if 560 sacks were harvested? So, ilan daw yung sacks of palay kung 560 sacks yung harvested? So, X daw yung sacks of palay is to 560 sacks harvested. So, 560. So, solve natin itong ratio and proportion. So, pwede siyang gawing fraction, right? 4/7 is equal to X over 560. So, pwede natin itong i-cross multiply. So, cross multiply ko itong 7 sa X and then itong 560 sa 4. So, magiging 4 times 560 equals 7X. So, ilan itong 4 times 560? So, 0, 24, 22. 2,240 equals 7X. So, para ma-solve si X, divide both sides by 7. So, X is equal to 2,240 divided by 7. So, 22 divided by 7 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 22 minus 21 is 1. Bring down 4. So, 14 divided by 7 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14 minus 0. Bring down 0. 0 divided by 7 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0 minus 0. So, therefore, the answer is 320 sacks of palay. Letter D. Okay. Next, we have quantity 18 plus 17 times quantity 12 plus 9 minus 7 times 16 times quantity 4 plus 2 equals blank. Okay, so PEMDAS. So, unahin muna natin yung mga parentheses for P, right? PEMDAS. So, add natin to. We have 18 plus 17 is what? 15, carry 1, 3. So, 35. Times 12 plus 9 is what? 21. Minus 7 times 16 is what? So, 7 times 16, 42, carry 4. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4, 11. 112. Times 4 plus 2 is 6. So, next, itong multiplication na dalawa. Okay? So, 35 times 21 is what? 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1, 7. Add 5, 3, 7. So, 735 minus 112 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 1, 7. 6 times 1 is 6. So, 735 minus 672. So, sige, subtract natin. 735 minus 672 is what? 5 minus 2 is 3. So, 3 minus 7. Mas mababa si 3. So, manghiram tayo ng isa sa 7. So, 6 na lang. So, magiging 13 na si 3. 13 minus 7 is 6. And then 6 minus 6 is 0 na. So, therefore, the final answer is 63. Letter B. Okay? Next, we have dividing by 0.2 is the same as multiplying by blank. Okay, suppose meron tayong dinivide na number na x. So, dividing daw by 0.2. So, let's say divide natin tong x by 0.2. Equal daw siya by multiplying the same number x by what value. So, dapat masimplify muna natin to. So, x divided by, itong 0.2 in fraction, ilan yan? So, kung ano yung digit natin, 2, over kung ilang decimal place, 1. So, therefore, isang 0 and then 1. Or, equal to sa x over, lowest term ng 2 over 10 is what? GCF nila is 2, right? Nung 2 at 10. So, divide both numerator and denominator by 2. We have 1 over 5. So, ngayon, divide natin tong x over 1 by 1 over 5. So, magiging multiplication. Reciprocal natin tong 1 over 5. Magiging 5 over 1. So, we have x times 5 is 5x over 1 times 1 is 1. Or simply, 5x. So, therefore, equal pala tong x over 0.2 by multiplying x by what? Yung katabi niya, which is 5. Letter D. Next, we have the decimal form of 11 over 6 is blank. So, para ma-transform itong fraction na 11 over 6 into decimal, divide lang natin. So, 11 divided by 6. 11 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. 11 minus 6 is 5. So, dagdag tayong decimal point and then 0. So, baba natin si 0. 50 divided by 6 is what? 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Subtract. 50 minus 48 is 2. So, dagdag pa ulit tayong 0. Then, bring down. We have 20 divided by 6 is what? 3. 3 times 6 is 18. So, 20 minus 18 is 2. Then, bring down 0. Mapapansin nyo, naulit na lang si 20, right? And then, paulit-ulit tayo magkakaroon ng 3 dito kasi lagi tayo magkaka-remainder ng 2. So, therefore, the answer is 1.83333 or approximately 1.83 sa choices. Letter A. Okay? Okay, so putulin ko muna dito yung part 6 ng ating Civil Service Exam Reviewer Mathematics. So, abangan nyo na lang yung next upload ko for Civil Service Exam Reviewer Mathematics Part 7. Okay, so sana ay may natutunan kayo sa video na to at maraming salamat sa panunood.